stop to wonder who taught you what birth was supposed to look like? Because before you've ever had a baby, before you ever went into labor, before you ever packed a hospital bag, your brain has already spent years collecting stories about birth. Maybe they came from your mom, a friend, social media, TV, or that one terrifying story somebody decided to share at a baby shower. Without realizing it, those stories have become the lens in which you imagine your own birth. Today I want to help you separate your birth from the stories your brain has been collecting for years. Hey everyone, if you're new here, my name's Jamie, I'm a midwife. This video is part of my Clear Birth Process series, where we're learning how to approach birth with confidence instead of fear. Last week we covered why our brains keep searching for certainty. This week we're going one step deeper. Because before we can change our fears, we need to understand where they came from in the first place. The brain learns through stories. One thing that's incredible about the brain is it doesn't only learn from experience. It learns through observation. Sometimes those observations begin long before we're pregnant. I remember watching birth on TV as a little girl. Almost every birth I saw looked terrifying. Every woman was screaming in excruciating pain, and everyone in the room looked panicked. I remember wondering why anybody would choose to do that. Then there was another show that stuck with me for years. There was a medical emergency, and the doctors had to ask the family one of those terrible, heartbreaking television questions. Should we save the mom or the baby? I remember thinking about that scene for years afterwards. I spent time wondering, what would I do if I was in that situation? As a child, I had no idea how incredibly rare that situation actually was. My brain didn't know the difference between a dramatic television storyline and a realistic expectation. It simply filed those scenes under, this is what birth is like. That's exactly what our brains do. They collect stories. They don't automatically file them into categories like, this is common, this is rare, and this was written to keep people watching. The brain remembers whatever feels emotionally important. Years later, when I started attending births as a student midwife, I had to write notes after every birth I attended. If nothing significant happened, we documented it with one word: unremarkable. I always thought that was a little funny because I can promise you no family ever felt their birth was unremarkable. It was one of the biggest days of their lives. But medically, unremarkable simply meant that nothing concerning happened. No unexpected complications, no emergencies, no dramatic interventions, everything unfolded normally. You know what surprised me is that most of the births I attended were documented exactly that way. Unremarkable. Not because they weren't meaningful, but because medically they were beautifully normal. It completely changed how I thought about birth. I realized something important. Growing up, I'd seen hundreds of dramatic births on television, but in real life, I witnessed birth after birth that was straightforward, ordinary, and uneventful. No one makes television shows about those births, and no one's bringing them up at dinner parties. They're wonderful, but they're not sensational. And that is the problem. Our brains become surrounded by extraordinary stories while rarely hearing about normal births. Sometimes the fears we're carrying aren't even ours. Maybe our mom had an emergency C-section. Maybe our sister had a difficult birth. Maybe our friend felt they weren't listened to when they were in labor. Those stories do matter. They are real, but also they're their stories, not a prediction about yours. One of the biggest mistakes our anxious brain makes is making somebody else's experience into our expectation. Stories eventually become beliefs. Without even realizing it, you may have started believing things like, birth is dangerous. My body probably won't know what to do. Pain means something is wrong. If I need a C-section, I've failed. Here's what I need you to remember. Those aren't facts, they're beliefs. And beliefs deserve to be questioned. One of my favorite parts about being a midwife is watching women rewrite these beliefs. I've cared for women who walked into labor not believing they could do hard things and be amazed by themselves. I've seen women have labors that were nothing like they planned and still be proud. Because confidence isn't built by controlling every outcome. It's built on who you become when life becomes unpredictable. Sometimes I think one of the greatest things birth gives us isn't just meeting our baby. It's meeting a version of ourselves that we never knew existed. The next time you catch yourself thinking birth is, ask yourself, who taught me that? Was it my own experience or someone else's? Then ask, is this a fact or is it a story that I've repeated enough times that I've just started believing it's true? Finally, ask yourself, what story do I want to carry into my birth instead? Not a perfect story, not a fantasy, an honest one. One that leaves both room for uncertainty and confidence. Inside the Clear Birth process, we spend a lot of time identifying the beliefs that quietly shape the way we approach birth. Because once you identify the story that's been living inside of you, you have the opportunity to write a new one. Not by pretending the birth is easy, but by refusing to let fear write the ending before your story has even begun. If today's video made you think differently about the stories you've been carrying, I'd love for you to subscribe because next week we're going to be talking about something that every pregnant woman experiences. When is fear protecting you and when is it controlling your decisions? And before you go, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Finish this sentence. Birth is. There's no right or wrong answer. Sometimes the stories we discover are the beginning of real confidence. Looking forward to seeing you next week.